Alright, you guys. Now this is pretty simple. This is basically the main menu. I don't think I need to go into too much detail on this, but yeah, the main menu. And the way TitanFall works is you play, but it introduced a new aspect that I've never seen, obviously, in any other game before. And you can actually, when you play, it automatically connects you online, as you saw there for a second, and it connects you, and then you literally are playing online. Like if you play the campaign, if you want to play the game at all, you have to have connection, and I'm pretty sure you have to have Xbox Live to play it at all. Obviously, I've never tested that, but I mean, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure because you have to connect to be able to play. Now, see, I'm gonna go to campaign and show you what that's like. I'm not gonna run through the entire campaign. This video would take over an hour for me to run through all the campaign levels, considering the extended wait time per lobby. There's like a 90-second wait intermission in the lobby between matches, so that would take a lifetime, and I'm not gonna make y'all sit through that. That would also spoil the entire game. But as you can see, if I go into the campaign lobby here, these are the different levels. It looks like there's only 9, and there are only 9, but the matches last a little over 10 minutes apiece, depending on how good each team is. Sometimes you get dominated, sometimes you don't. But I mean, it gives you a really good intro, but the whole game is based off of online gameplay. So even when you're playing, like, I'm going to start with the first level here, it's finding me a lobby. See, it says up there on the top right, I don't know if you can read that, but it says joining teammates 6 of 7, and basically it's going to collect me a team, and it's going to put me against the militia. Now, there's two sides, the militia and the IMC. The militia are like the good guys that are fighting and rebelling kind of thing, and the IMC are the kind of brutal law force of the universe, galaxy, whatever, that this is situated in. And there's some main characters and stuff. I don't want to give away too much of the campaign for you, because I don't know about y'all, but that kind of does it for me if I know, like, if I can actually enjoy the campaign. So, yeah, this is basically, right now it's connecting me to a lobby, and the lobby will then, yeah, see, like right here. And as you can see, there's some Prestige 8 over there, Prestige 4, and then I gotta go on my team that's Prestige 10, level 50. He's, like, done with the game, I'm assuming. I've never seen anybody above 10, so I'm assuming it stops there. But yeah, and you can see there's some people that just start out. Everybody likes to come to campaign first if you're a legitimate player, usually. So this is where you find a lot of lower level people. That's also a hint for you that are trying to get some levels early on. Don't go straight to the classic gameplay. And sorry, I accidentally snapped a party there.
As we have always been.
I know this isn't about the Xbox One, it's about Titanfall, but the Xbox One adds a lot of different aspects in the game that you can't get on the 360. And it just, whether you're playing it on 360, even if you like can upgrade it or whatever, I don't even know if it's possible, but you get all the stuff that Xbox One does. You're never going to be able to do what you can and have as much fun on the Xbox One as you can on the 360. If you did it side by side, which I'm not even going to go through the trouble to try to do, but if you did, I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, I don't even have one hint of doubt in the back of my mind that the Xbox One would blow it out of the water. And that just goes to say that the One, if you want to play this game and really enjoy it, it was really obviously meant for the One, and I really think that the gameplay is better on the One. Don't get me wrong, 360 lovers, I am definitely a 360 fan too. I've got it sitting right here, actually hooked up to the same TV, so I swap back and forth all the time, considering there's not a big library. But that doesn't go to say that the two games that I have on the One are not amazing. They are, but I'm only human. 2 games won't occupy me for my whole life. But as I said earlier, they've occupied me a lot more than 2 games on the 360 would. And that's just because of the awesome abilities of the Xbox One and its, its processing speeds and the way it handles graphics and content and so. I mean, it's just amazing. And I'm not going into all the specs. I'm not a freaking whiz in and out of the Xbox One, but it's not something that I would even want to try to argue that the 360 is better than the One, but there are perks and disadvantages to both, pros and cons. And really the only con I can find for the One right now is, well, I've had my 360 for a long time, but even brand new 360 to the One is the fact that, not including all the freezes and stuff that happens, it's really just, the One has a good, it's just, sorry, I can't find the right word, the One is really just, it doesn't really have a big of a library as a 360, and the 360 therefore has that advantage on it. But even with that in mind, I don't really think that's enough to really say that it's better just because it doesn't have a big library. I really think quality over quantity. So right now the one kind of has got my mind captured right now. But yeah, it's kind of occupying all my time. But I'll get on 360 every now and then too. I don't know if I'm done with those videos. I probably never will be, because considering half the audience that I play with is still on 360.
We're out of options. It's now
But
or
yeah,
never.
so just putting in a good word for the content. Alright guys, here we go. This is the first level on the, looks like, yeah, we're militia side. And we're going against the IMC, and this is the first level in the campaign. It's called the Refueling Raid, and basically, whether you can actually hear the nice man talking over my ugly voice, we're basically, all of our fleet is running low, and the IMC has an abandoned kind of city over here for the ridge. Obviously it's run down. We're basically trying to hijack these hard points, which in Call of Duty terms is like domination. It's like kind of close quarters. It's not like battlefield-sized conquest, so I call it domination, but it's called hardpoint domination, and basically you go in and the idea is that you go into these, and basically it's like capture the flag. There's 3 flags, and you capture A, B, and C, and obviously you don't know how to play capture the flag, but you secure these, and then you just remove the enemy threats and keep them, and the longer you keep them, the more points you get. So kind of simple, but it kind of wraps like being able to play hardpoint, and like you see, I'm playing against people online right now, as I showed you. It's, I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6v6 match, and the fact that I'm playing 6v6 and I'm on campaign, and like I'm playing Conquest campaign with 6 other people on an enemy and 5 other people on my team, and that I'm playing the campaign is just crazy. And the fact that there's also minions, as they call them on the scoreboard at least, when you kill them. Minions are like grunts and specters. Specters are a different aspect of the game, part of the campaign too, later on. But they're like robotic soldiers, synthetic soldiers. And let's see if I can find one up here. And they added this, like a melee. Your melee is actually called a data knife. And you can actually hack specters, which are those mobile units, while they're walking around. You can hack them. And then you can also, you can hack them and they'll join your side, like they'll follow you around and stuff, so that's pretty fun. Not a lot of people do that. I enjoy doing it. I think it's kind of cool. But you can hack those, and you can also hack, I don't know if you're already on this map, but you can hack turrets too. And the turrets are like auto turrets that move around and shoot things and really aim things in the area. So that kind of stuff is fun, but obviously we're getting dominated right now. I'm not really playing as best as I normally do, because I'm trying to talk at the same time. But it adds a new, like an aspect, new, like, I don't know, like a new, shoot, y'all can't talk today. It adds like a different aspect of the game, the fact that you can play online and also play campaign at the same time. Because generally when you play a game and you play campaign, you're expecting to play by yourself, but you're actually playing with other online people. You get to talk to your friends, and like me and Stonewall play this all the time, and it's just, it's a fun way to be able to enjoy the campaign, but be able to play with your friends at the same time. And I don't need to say
Okay, buddy, you're approaching Bravo.
over and over again, but yeah, so that's kind of fun, and I'm not going to play the entire campaign. In fact, I'm going to stop after this level, but actually probably halfway through this level. But
we're on it. Boss, get close
yeah,
to
just so you know,
this
this is probably one of the harder levels on the campaign for militia, because they're already at a disadvantage. The IMC starts closer into the map, like right on top of one of them. And, I mean, you might think, well, is the IMC better than one of the other? There's really, both teams are, technically speaking, they're exactly the same.
Who's an alpha?
It's just the fact that militia is kind of fighting for like a nice cause and all that stuff.
Really close fight so far, but the mission's far from over. Let's step it up and show the IMC what we can do. Okay, buddy, the fuel pumps are online in Bravo.
Shield core online. Warning, severe reactor damage sustained.
That hurt. But yeah, and obviously, as you can customize your pilot, which is like your foot soldier, you can also customize your you can also customize your, I was about to say pilots again. You can customize your Titans, and the Titans have primary weapons, secondary weapons, tactical, well, not secondary weapons, but they have tactical abilities, which basically is just their way. It's their way of like defense, I guess. There's a smoke, a vortex shield, which you saw me putting up, and that's the one the game's kind of like the default. The vortex shield is what allows you to absorb enemy fire and actually shoot it back. So it's like the Matrix. And I just got jump kicked in the back. But yeah, that's actually enough of that. But basically, I don't want to give you too much of it away, but because I don't want to. At the end, you actually get to you escape on a dropship and stuff, and the dropship allows you to, like, when you lose, it's almost more fun to lose if you ask me, because when you lose, you escape on a dropship, and the dropship, it comes, you have a certain amount of time to intercept it, and once you intercept it, then once you intercept it, and you get there, there's like a certain point on the map, and both teams know about it when it happens, so the winning team is trying to get down there and blow up the ship when it gets there, or kill all the people before they can get on it. But at the end of every level, no matter what you're playing, there's something called an epilogue. And when it starts, it's right when the score limit's reached. It says victory or defeated on your screen if you lost or won. And then it goes epilogue right after that. And it says eliminate all enemy pilots or evacuate the area, depending if you won or lost. Winners have to kill all the enemy pilots before they can get away. The losers have to... They can use Titans and stuff too, but you have like, I think it's 30 seconds till the plane gets there, and it's all marked on the map before it even arrives. So it's telling you and the enemy team where the ship's gonna land. So everybody's trying to converge on there, but you don't want to run straight to it because you might get killed and that kind of stuff. So it's really fun, and it's another way like to just make it fun even to lose, because I mean when you lose you have to like escape and evacuate the area in your helicopter, or it's not really a helicopter. It's like what am I saying? It's like a futuristic plasma chopper of death or whatever, I don't know, and it's got shields and everything, man. It's jacked. But you hop on that and you actually can, if you get on it and you get away, you actually get a bonus 200 points. It's called Hot Stone Extract. So that's really nice. And if your whole team evacuates, which I've only seen one time in my lifetime, and that was my last prestige, so I don't have it anymore, but you get a bunch of XP bonus. I think it's 500 for evacuating the entire team, and it's always fun, because, especially when you're playing with people, and you can defend them, and it just adds a whole other, like, aspect of it too, a whole nother branch of the game, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, district, or mental compartmentalization of the game. See, I can't talk. But so that's the essentials of the way the actual online works. But as I said, you have pilot and Titan customizations, and both of which can be customized. And your Titan, you have to unlock it, obviously. Like in Call of Duty, if you've ever played Call of Duty, or Battlefield even, you have to rank up enough times before you can get past your default stuff, or unlock things for your classes. Same way works for this. As you level up, you get more custom Titans, but I only use like one. And you get to customize it. As you see on the right there, or on the left too, you get to choose a chassis. And your chassis are actually unlocked from the campaign. You start out basic Atlas. It's like in Super Mario Kart, this is Mario and his little go-kart. Now this is like this is more like Princess Peach, and this is more like Wario. This is the fat guy. He's called the Ogre. You actually get this one by completing the IMC campaign, and this one from completing the Militia campaign. And when you start out, you've never done anything before. You start out doing the Militia campaign first, default, and then once you beat it, you're going to do the IMC next. And then when you ever play again, it puts you in at random if you've beaten both. And yeah, so this is what you unlock first from the Militia, and this is what you unlock second from the IMC. And I personally enjoy the Ogre because I'm that kind of guy that likes to tank damage a lot of it and just stand there and mow people down and not have to worry about hiding behind something. This guy is kind of annoying because he kind of dies obviously really quickly. His durability is down, but the fact that his speed and acceleration are better than both of these other classes in both areas. I've played millions of people use this. I think this is probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular, Titan chassis because of its ability to move around. I don't know if any of y'all played Rainbow Six Vegas 2. That was kind of an older game. I don't know how many of y'all played that or not, but it's like when you play that, everybody likes to get those bandanas and just wear a t-shirt or like a tank top, and then, you know, it's like they're all going, like, running as hipsters or something. Like, they're wearing nothing but, like, neon clothes that are, like, 2 inches... like or 2 inches less thick, or 2 inches too thick. But I mean, the fact that it has no armor makes it very vulnerable. And after you shoot a Titan a lot up in the upper body up there where the actual entrance for the pilot is, you actually red spots, kind of glowy red spots occur, and they're obviously very obvious if you play the game. But when you shoot those red spots, you get a bonus it's called a critical hit. It's like shooting somebody in the head, but for a Titan, obviously, you can't get a headshot, but you shoot it a bunch there and it actually catches on fire. It does a lot more damage. So that's the idea. And this guy, if you get hit just once with any kind of anti-Titan weapon, pretty much, just a few rounds to anywhere in that upper body there, it's pretty much, you've got red spots lighting you up all over the place. But it's, again, the best offense is also good defense, and the best defense is good offense. So both of these kind of are good opposites of each other. This one has alright speed, its acceleration's okay, but I mean, once you get running, in speed and acceleration, I don't really mind, because when I'm in the game, I can barely even think about it. But I guess if you have this stride, I've only used it one time, and I got mowed down immediately, so I'm not the best guy to talk about these. But I've played against some people that know how to use these, and, well, I mean, like, I've played against Prestige level 10 people and capture the flag sometimes, and, man, I might as well crawl myself in a hole and bury my ogre in me alive. I mean, they use this tactical smoke ability right here. I'll show you. It's this tactical smoke ability, electric smoke, and it actually, it creates electric smoke that, I don't know if you can read that. It says the electric smoke system deploys a dense, electrically charged smoke cloud that damages enemy titans and pilots. And it goes on to say that you can actually use it for pilots that are trying to rodeo you. And as a pilot, you can actually jump on the back of a titan and rodeo them and shoot. You actually pull off a part of it, open a capsule like in the battery or whatever, and then you actually shoot inside the titan and you can kill it. And a lot of people ask, how do you rodeo a titan? But it's obviously really simple. You don't have to press a button or anything. You just jump near the back of a titan. And as long as you know you can pretty much adequately jump on it, it'll kind of lock you on and jump on the back. And it automatically pulls the thing out, and it pulls up your gun, and you just shoot. But word of the wise, don't use an anti-titan weapon. I've used my Sidewinder, which is like a micro-missile rocket. It's, actually I can show you on my pilot loadout. It's right here. You get an anti-titan weapon. And my anti-titan weapon, the Sidewinder shoots a lot of tiny little micro-missiles. It's like a submachine gun missile launcher. So the bullets don't do as much damage apiece, but as you see, it has a 25 magazine capacity, and it fires these babies fast. And if you're up close, this is devastating. And the fact that you get to aim them sort of a little bit, even you can shoot long distances. It's not like they're incredibly inaccurate or anything. But right now I'm using the charge rifle, which is basically like a Spartan laser with infinite ammo. And you unlock that one, I think. What am I, level 38? So you probably unlock it a little over level 30. So it's nice, but it gives you away your position, and it lights a big beam in the sky up. But that kind of stuff. I'm not going into full detail, obviously, y'all, and I'm not showing you everything in the gameplay, because this is one of those games where it's more fun if you get to experience yourself. And I know a lot of y'all are out there trying to go, well, I want to see a gameplay video or whatever. For sure, even today, probably later today. I don't know what time these videos are going to be up. It might be months from now, but this was recorded, just for the record. I don't know what day this is, and I don't think it tells me, but I think this is April. This is like, it's Good Friday, so it's April 19th, something like that. It's Good Friday, 2014, Good Friday, and yeah, I'm recording today because I had a day off and I wasn't doing much, so. That's just for the record. It's just so you can blame me for how long it takes me to get this up. I don't know if it's going to be like on Good Saturday or next year's Good Friday. I don't know. But we'll find out. And that's just so you know when this was recorded, whether put it online or not. But, yeah, so I'm not going into detail and showing you all every little thing there is about the game, because that would take a lifetime. And I'm not going to play through a whole game, or even two, or the campaign, or whatever, because I don't necessarily believe that playing through the game and showing you everything in-game is going to be the best way for you to be able to experience it and have the best time you can with it. The best way I think you can enjoy this game is getting it, opening it up out of the case, plugging it in your Xbox, and literally figuring it out for yourself. As sad as that is, if you have any questions, don't get me wrong, I'm more than happy to answer them, but I'm not here to show you everything there is about the game. So, with all that talking out of the way, and it's probably going to come up again, but with all that out of the way, they've added some snipers and stuff, but your primary weapons actually change your pilot loadouts here. These are my custom pilots, and I'm only level 38, and I've got all of these and all of the Titan class loadouts, so you're obviously good at level 38. So it's before level 38 you unlock all of them, but yeah. So the Kraber is the last thing you unlock at level 44. But the rest of them are all here. R10, okay, for any of y'all that are just going to be starting out, this thing is so OP. I can't even describe how OP this is. I've never used pretty much anything in this game except this, and then I had a relapse in my life where I used this and then Kraber Sniper just for fun because I wanted to use something that was a little slower shooting. But I'm telling you, this is awful, by the way. But this, oh my freaking goodness, this, I swear, I've never seen one person that hasn't gotten a freaking million kills with this thing on the game. You walk in, it's got great accuracy. It fires pinpoint accuracy no matter what sight you're using. And after you get ACOG or Hollow, and the way this game works is you can actually use minion kills to get you some of these. I think the Suppressor is the hardest thing to unlock, and it's just killing like 50 enemies or 20 enemies with it, and that includes minions. So you run around, you can shoot up like 40 minions in one match easy if you're focused. So I mean, it real quick, you can knock that out and get the Suppressor, and I recommend putting the Suppressor on because as in Call of Duty, at least that's just me, but everybody uses their mini-maps way too much, and the fact that they use their mini-maps way too much just means if you have a Suppressor, you have an automatic, way huge, massive Giganosaurus Grande advantage that I can't even explain. And I found that Suppressor on anything that I'm using, as fast as I can get it, I put it on immediately. Yeah. So EV8 shotgun is alright. So I've seen some people that are really good at this, but it's okay. I've never really been able to be too effective with it, but again, this is my baby right here. And then Smart Pistol. Okay, y'all, this is the training weapon. It makes you think at the beginning of the game. Most of the time when you get that first generic weapon, it's usually the best. Well, in this game's case, the Smart Pistol was probably the worst gun in the entire game. And let me say that again. This gun is the worst gun in the entire game. And I know, like, I've seen one person, two, maybe kill me with it. And there might be a couple people in the world that are really good with this gun. But I mean, it is not worth the time to struggle and try to unlock some attachments for it. And really, these attachments aren't going to even help you. Enhanced targeting just makes the faster targeting lock-on speed, extended magazine, suppressor, and that's it. It is literally the most worthless piece of junk. And that's not to say that it's a bad gun, it's just a really bad gun. And I'm explaining that by the say that it's not very practical. It's nicely made and it kills grunts in one hit and stuff like that, but unless you're like 2 feet from somebody, you can't lock on, and the iron sights like suck dick. I mean, you have to shoot somebody 6 times right behind them to be able to kill sometimes. I mean, it's not worth it. So, moving on. The R97 Compact, I don't have anything for this weapon. I've been telling myself to use it, but it's a pretty solid gun. I mean, it's average. It does just as an SMG should. It shoots faster, less accuracy, but it still has a good damage per bullet, good enough compared with this. So you look at that damage. I'm gonna do it fast, and then that damage. It's only a little bit less, but because it has 40 magazine capacity and a super high fire rate, it really makes up for it. And if you get a suppressor on this baby, it is a devil if you know how to use it right. All right, now longbow DMR. This is personally one of my favorite go-to weapons besides the R10, and it's because it has a good damage to bullet ratio, but at the same time, with a suppressor, it doesn't really, you only have to shoot one extra time, and this is that classic semi-auto sniper in the game that everybody wants to grab and use as a freaking machine gun. And Respawn did a good job when they made this gun, because unless you have this, actually, there isn't even a match trigger for this. So, I mean, you're pretty much, it shoots, but it doesn't shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger. On some guns, they put a match trigger in there, which means it's as fast as you can pull the trigger. But in this case, the longbow DMR is only as fast as the game will allow you, which is not fast enough to completely blow someone's brains out in 2 seconds, or give you an unfair advantage like the FN, FAL, and stuff from back in the Modern Warfares. But yeah, it's a pretty solid gun. It takes like 3 shots to kill somebody, which in this kind of game with parkour all over the place is not ideal, but it's alright when you get a suppressor and some nice sights on it. Now, the G2A4 rifle is probably it's a little better than the DMR sniper. I only started using it this prestige, and I got an HCOG and a suppressor on this baby, and it's nice, except it takes just as much as the DMR, and the fact that it has kind of a better sight picture helps. But I don't know exactly why, but for some reason this just, it didn't work for me that well. I guess they kind of made it supposed to be that way, so people won't go around shooting it like an FNFL, but it loses that sniper aspect, so it shoots a little faster than the DMR. But it really is the fact that people can mow you down with this R10 in 2 seconds really makes all of this semi-auto stuff kind of worthless. But if you want to go for it, the G2A4 is probably that weapon that most people I would recommend using besides the R10, because it reminds you of that good old assault rifle or assault carbine kind of feel, and with a suppressor it doesn't lose much damage and it has a good sight picture. So this is the go-to if you're one of those semi-auto DMR freaks. Now, here is that, it kind of looks like a commando or something from one of the Black Ops. I can't remember which one that was. I'm not a big Call of Duty person, but it kind of looks like that a little bit. But this is actually a semi-automatic burst fire. It's like the M16 of the game, but it's like a futuristic-y, tricked-out M16. This thing, I was surprised, actually. The damage on this is pretty awful compared to how like fast and precise and accurately it shoots. The fact that it actually does have a little bit of a kick to it and a little bit of a gun swell. It moves around a lot. It has a good bit of gun sway, especially when you're aiming down the iron sights. And it kind of surprised me. The damage is actually not as good as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like a one pull kind of trigger, like and they're dead. That was awful. I can't even do that. I'm not gonna try. My sound effects are poor, but that's not why I'm in the business. But this gun is, you would think, like in any other game with the M16 and stuff, even back to Call of Duty 4, it has a better damage, but it has a slower rate of fire, and it makes up for it like in damage. But in this case, it looks like it has more damage than the R10, and it does, by like a minuscule amount. But the fact that it has a higher damage, the accuracy is worse, as you can see. See, look, there's the accuracy right there. I'm gonna try to do this fast. Accuracy is worse, and damage is like a minuscule amount, probably better. I can't really tell, because accuracy kind of fools in my mind, but it almost looks like the R10 is better in both. But either way, it has better range, about the same range, but less fire rate. So really, this is not worth your time, if you ask me. But if you're that kind of burst fire guy, it's alright, but it's definitely not half as good as it should be, and I'm kind of sad with that. But moving on, this is the car SMG, as they call it. As you can see over there, it's called the Combat Advanced Round SMG, and you can probably read this stuff faster and tell it to you, but it basically is a submachine gun that has greater damage and accuracy at range, but it says at the cost of fire rate and capacity. But that's kind of true, but really I've found as I'm using this weapon, it actually, you can't really tell how it shoots slower and stuff as much, because when you're using it, it seems a lot similar to the R10, but it actually has a little bit more damage than the R10, which kind of surprised me. It's again minuscule, but it has a little bit more damage. And yeah, it has the same damage as the LMG. See there? Same damage and accuracy, except its range is a little worse, but its fire rate's a little better. Again, it's an SMG. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't turn into like a slow-firing BAR or anything, but it's still got a decent fire rate, just as almost good as the R10. So it's like an R10, but it has a little bit more damage. A little less range, but more damage. So it's basically an R10 with more damage, less range. And it's a nice weapon. This is the Spitfire LMG. This, I actually just unlocked this, as you saw earlier. But this is, I found it's an okay weapon. It reminds me a lot of like the MG4 ASL, but it's kind of on steroids. Obviously, everything is. We're in like 20 freaking bajillion years later. But this is, it's probably beyond what I could imagine for an LMG. It seems to be, it has, as it says, it has an awful initial recoil, but after the initial recoil is gone, it kind of settles into a tight firing pattern. And I mean, it's just, it's almost like you can't do that natural, like you have that tendency to kind of burst an LMG, and as it says over there, you can't, it's strongly, let's see how they put it. The manufacturer strongly recommends sustained, saturated fire instead of short controlled bursts. So in other words, you don't want to do controlled bursts, because if it's tight firing pattern, it takes a while to get into the game. But once it gets a little bit into the mode, you know, the firing mode, it actually tightens up, and it's a pretty decent weapon. It's just, it's not for this kind of game, with unless you have a bunch of campers that don't know how to play very well and don't like to move around. It's hard to really like practically use this weapon, because it has, like it says, the initial recoil is bad, but really all you're going to get on a pilot, like a good sight picture, is the initial recoil, and they're going to disappear, because once you start getting shot by one of the things, everybody runs away from you, and it does not have a suppressor. So if once you shoot one time, everybody's going to be running away from you, and that, or somebody's going to want to like break your neck and, you know, assassinate you immediately, or they're going to converge on you. They're going to know where you are in a heartbeat, like a beacon lighting yourself up. And the fact that it has high damage is great, but slower, it has a little bit slower rate of fire than you can imagine, than you actually would think. And the damage is alright. It's just, like I said, it's just as good as the car, though. But at the same time, its range is decreased. It has a little bit better, it has a little bit better range than the CAR, but its fire rate goes down. So this is almost better, way better than this, and this is more compact, easy to move around. It doesn't have that horrible initial recoil, and has a bit bigger rounds. But this, I've seen some people be able to master this, but really, y'all, it's with the way the game works and all the parkour stuff. Again, it's just not very practical. This is the Kraber AP sniper. You can't really see it very well, but I actually unlocked this in my last Prestige, and ever since I got it, I was pretty much using it all the time, believe it or not, when I wasn't using my R10. And it took me a while to Prestige back, and I needed the R10 again to get past the first couple levels. But the Kraber is actually a pretty decent rifle. The only downside is, just with any other game usually, is because there's no hardcore mode, at least yet. Hopefully we'll add one, but it's not a one-shot kill. Once you put a suppressor on it, like I said, you need one on all your guns, especially snipers, because it's slow rate of fire and it echoes to the entire map. You're going to need a suppressor to be able to practically use one of these, and if you do, it's no longer a one-shot kill. Even though in the definition of the weapon, it says the Kraber fires a unique round that ensures a one-shot, one-kill results against human-scale targets. But see, like it also says, it's difficult to use against moving targets, but at the same time, if you know how to use it right, it's like quickscoping and stuff, but I mean, you can't really quickscope with this game. It's almost for the skilled snipers that know what they're doing and enjoy sniping, but in this game, just as you can move around quickly, you can also get to a lot better vantage points and stuff too, and get up higher and see the moving around before it even happens. So with the proper equipment and a suppressor on it, and if you can if you can nail headshots and stuff and move around a lot and change positions, you can use it without a suppressor, but it's a pretty decent weapon, and if you're that kind of sniper, it's nice, and it gives you that cool, see, I'll show you, this isn't the right sniper, but it gives you this cool, ghillie suit looking guy, so that's kind of cool. But again, R10 is my go-to, and I put a suppressor. They give you plenty of ammo in this. I mean, you get like 20 clips, and that's in any weapon of your choice. 20 magazines, and I'm telling y'all, I've only one time or two ran out of all of my ammo, and that's when I'm camping and I'm mowing down and I'm going for good KD. That's the only time I ever have to worry about it. And I'll tell you, like, oh, sorry about that. It's just, yeah, my goodness, the R10. It's so OP. I can't even describe how OP it is. But yeah. I'm going to run through these real fast. Archer, slower, you have to lock on. It's one giant rocket. Does good damage, but not enough really to be as practical as a Sidewinder. I really think the Sidewinder is the best. It's easy to track because it shoots for a long time, so you're longer on the map. But it does really effectively. You can time your shots a little bit better than you can with the Archer, because you can sort of aim them at least a little bit. And you have a larger magazine, so you can get more critical hits. And the mag launcher is alright. But again, the mag launcher bounces off a lot of surfaces. Sidewinder kind of blows up, so that's the advantage, I guess. But the mag launcher only has 5 rounds in a mag. You can also upgrade it, but it's basically like magnetic grenade launcher on steroids that blows up Titans. And it's nice, but I've never really seen anybody get a lot of kills with this, and it's not really worth it. This is probably the weakest anti-Titan weapon. And then for those of you that just want to shoot that one shot and then move quickly and stuff without getting detected, this is nice, but it has a downside too. It can actually get you detected more if you stay still, because if you don't move around a lot, this thing, like, it's literally a beacon. It lights up as big as the sun right on top of your face, and it shoots a giant Spartan laser, TitanFall style, into the Titan, and it does considerable damage to the Titan, as you can see, but it shoots forever across the map, and its accuracy is decent. I mean, accuracy is decent. It's pinpoint accuracy, except the fire rate's forever, and once it fully charges, you can't hold it. It just blows up. It takes a while. It takes a little bit to charge up, but I mean, you have infinite ammo, so it's nice. But again, if you're that kind of guy that's sitting in camp and stuff, this is not your weapon. But it's for those one shot, like, you don't want to get that guy, weaken it a little bit, and then move around. You can shoot it again from a different spot. But I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you want to do. It's like a Spartan laser from Halo. And there goes my connection again. Downside to having private lobbies just to be able to look at classes. But yeah, so we're waiting for it to load again. But yeah, this game, it seems like it's got so few weapons, but I mean, it really is a decently made game. And So again, the Sidewinder is probably my favorite to wrap up anti-Titan weapons. As I said before, you can stop shooting, and finish it off in case they come around a corner or something, whereas with the Archer, if they dodge the bullet, you have to wait for an eternity to reload it, and you only get like 4 or 5 shots. But with this, you get, I think, 9 magazines or something. There's 25 little micro missiles in each one. Definitely worth it. You can bombard, run around. It's like an SMG version of it, but I mean, you can weaken them enough in specific points, and you can also blow down critical shots and stuff and rack up a bunch of points and destroy a bunch of Titans in one life. So it's really nice. Sidearms, these will be real quick. Auto pistol, piece of crap right here. This thing literally has 20 magazine capacity, but the fact that it is semi-auto or a fully automatic attracts some people. Like, it looks like a G18 but a futuristic version. Oh, y'all, this is awful. Damage may be alright, but it is so inaccurate I can't even describe to you, and the fact that it burns ammo like a bitch. Like, it gone. Magazine's gone, like, real quick. And if you can't pinpoint every single shot you want to fire and put it into them, and that takes time and bursts, it's really not worth it. They play it off to be better than it really is. It's not. The Hammond is probably the best pistol by far. This is basically just your standard semi-automatic kind of Colt M1 version of future, well, obviously like 20 bajillion years old, into the future version of the M1 but standard 12 magazine capacity, but its damage is alright. But I mean, just as any other game, you can pull that, it's got a match trigger, so I mean, you pull that trigger as fast as you can kill targets with this, and it really is an effective pistol. It's the only practical weapon there really is. And then, I don't even know why I had this select. I think I was doing it for fun, because there's a couple desert maps, but this is the shoot, man, it's doing it faster now. But the B3 Wingman is what I was looking at, and the B3 Wingman actually, it's a revolver, as you saw, and as you can imagine, the fire rate's slowed, but it has increased damage, but also it has a lot less ammo than any of the other pistols. So advantages and disadvantages there, as you can see. And yeah, so I would definitely not recommend using this. Accuracy is actually kind of really good, except the fact that damage is not as good as it needs to be for its slow rate of fire. So this is definitely the pistol to go. And technical abilities, this is pretty much preference. I would not recommend using stim. It just boosts your speed and health and regeneration for a short period of time, but it's not really worth it because the fact that everything's so fast paced, and I can shoot you while you're using this, and I can still kill you practically the same amount of time as if you weren't using it. And it doesn't like cloak you or anything when you're doing it. I mean, it's just not worth it. Again, this is preference. I'm not saying any of them are better. When it comes to tactical abilities, they're all about the same. Depends on what use you have the class for, what you like to do. But cloaking is good if you're doing a lot of pilot to Titan warfare. As it says, it's good. You're completely invisible pretty much to Titans and minions, which is like grunts, specters, and Marvins. Those people that, the enemies that aren't really people, you know. But it's not effective against pilots because you can actually see the silhouette. It's kind of digital cloak. You can actually see the person really well. You can tell where they are like easily as a pilot. Is all I'm trying to say. So it depends what you're trying to do. And if you're moving quickly, I will say sometimes I've gone against people that are using this, and they'll use it pilot to pilot sometimes. And if you know how to use it right and you can maneuver quickly, it almost looks like you disappear sometimes if you get out of the way real fast. And you can lose them a lot easier, obviously, when you're cloaking than if you're not. But again, it's really effective against Titans. This personally is my favorite go-to. I like to do pilot to Titan warfare. Don't get me wrong. I rodeo things like non-stop now that I know how to do it. And I'm good at it. But this is basically lets you see through walls. It highlights everybody and makes them orange and blue. And as long as you just put a wall in between them, it's almost like a personal 3D UAV. And whether they have a suppressor or not, I mean, you can see them though. And you can see them through walls, and you can see them up to a really good distance too. And you see it, it blinks, so you see it, and you see it again, so it's not real-time moving, but it's like they blink, they're there, and they blink, they're a little further by it. Like if they're sprinting, you'll get pictures and pictures. It's almost like a really slow animation. But it definitely is worth it. It shows minions, specters, and characters, and they're all different. Like they're different skeletons, and then the robots actually look like robots. So it's kind of like X-ray vision. It's really nice. Because when I'm in a sticky situation, I'm trying to get away from somebody, and I want to make sure they're not following me, or if I want to try to get an execution or something on a pilot, this really helps out. Again, personal preference. Tactical abilities, I'm kind of either way wish. Alright, ordnance, this is like grenades. Frag grenade, pretty simple, blows up. Basic grenade. If you want to get kills real quick or clear out a building, this is the way to do it. This is probably the most popular. It's kind of like an EMP grenade, but obviously, as you've seen in this game is built all around electronics, so it actually hurts the pilot, and it also hurts the Titan. It completely blinds them. This works just as well on a pilot as it does on a Titan. Titan gets blinded, and all its instruments get destroyed for like a couple seconds, and they're all run down. And it really does work, y'all. Like, you can't see. Unlike a flashbang and stuff that goes and it comes away, and you can sort of see, or a concussion grenade where you can still see. This thing, like, you can't see for at least 2 seconds. I mean, you're blinded, and you can tell when they're blinded because they're shocky, so you can go on the offensive too. Again, you can actually kill people with these though, unlike flashbangs and concussions. You can kill them with 2 of them in rapid succession. One of them will slow him down and arc him, but 2 of them will actually arc him, and then if you arc him too much, he'll die. I won't say blow up, but he'll just get shocked to death, I guess. So that's nice. Satchel charges are quickly thrown C4, press RT again to blow it up. Pretty simple there. I use these a lot against Titans. They do really good, like a very good explosive damage, especially in a confined area. You can put one like in the bottom floor, and if it's kind of an atrium style building, it'll blow up the entire place. It's nice on Titans and stuff. 3 or 4 of these will definitely get, if not doom one that's already a little bit damaged, it'll definitely make it very vulnerable and easy for rodeo attacks, or just using a normal weapon, anti-Titan weapon to finish it off. They're also used for traps and stuff. I love playing jokes with people and like, making them when they're following me and stuff. But again, on that note, the arc mines are probably my favorite go-to though. They work like an arc grenade, except it's a little bit bigger explosion. It affects a wider area, and it also impairs Titan and pilot vision systems, and it'll pretty much kill pilots as soon as I get hit by one of these. Depending on how, like, if they're close to it when it actually detonates, there's a second it takes to like beep, and it blows up. But if they're actually right on top of it when it does that, it'll kill them. But it's nice, and then you don't. Again, it's like a claymore. You don't have to be right next to it all the time, or you don't have to throw it and wait for it to actually blow up. You can set it down and leave it there. So I throw those in the highly trafficked areas, and it racks me up a bunch of points, assists, or whatever I need. And so yeah, that's just my preference. Next, these are like kind of like special abilities or perks in Call of Duty terms. Enhanced Parkour Kit lets you run faster, hang on walls longer. Explosive Pack increases your ordnance, which is like your arc mines, your grenades, that kind of stuff. You get 1 extra one, so instead of 2, you get 3. Power Cell increases the recharging your pilot's tactical ability, which would have been the stim, the cloak, and the look through walls ability. Run and gun is basically you can sprint and shoot pistols and SMGs while you're sprinting. Quick reload, it's like sleight of hand. Stealth kit makes your footsteps silent, so it's almost like what would they call that in Call of Duty terms? There's a bunch of them for that, but it's like a stealth kit. You're completely silent when you walk. Dome shield battery. When you drop a Titan, I don't know if you saw, but there's a giant blue dome that pops up while it's waiting for you to get to it right after a TitanFall. And this actually makes that last a butt ton longer. You can die and go all the way across the map and then have to run all the way back, and this thing will still probably be sitting there. It's nice if you get killed. And minion detector is like a constant UAV on minions and stuff. Warp fall transmitter, basically immediately short-range jump technology. Basically, I don't really get the point of this because you get a Titan in like 5 seconds of TitanFall, and it's really quick. There's a rare chance that you might get killed before you get to it, but that's what this is for. But warp fall basically immediately drops your Titan as soon as you call it in, and beams to the ground, I guess. I've never used it, but I don't seem that very practical. Dead Man's Trigger basically blows up all your C4 when you die instead of having to actually trigger it yourself. So if you get caught before you can blow it up and there's people around it, it'll get you a bunch of points. I like using that because I use the arc mines. Ice Pick, I use this whenever I get it. As I said, there's a data knife, and you can actually hack turrets. And it's a little animation where you clock open a little laptop and you stab your data knife in, and it goes beep, beep, beep. There's like 3 little beeps, and there are 3 numbers that it's got to get, and it makes it kind of look like a passcode. But the same thing works for Spectres, and it takes like probably 4 or 5 seconds to hack something, so it leaves you very vulnerable for a while. Ice Pick, you plug this thing into the top of a Spectre to hack it, or a turret. I mean, beep, done. Like, you're done, out of the way. So if you like to hack things and you get more into that, which a lot of people don't do that, like I've never really seen people hack Spectres, but I love creating. And if you get like multiple of them, or any ones that are nearby will get hacked, and if you hack multiple and you get a lot of them, they'll actually follow you around until an enemy comes by. So you can have like 7 Spectres running around with you if you can collect a bunch. So it's fun. I enjoy doing it. Some people don't, but This is guardianship. It basically, when you're not in your Titan, as you've probably heard or seen, or maybe even have seen somebody else on there. I think I killed an auto Titan at one of those hard points. Auto Titans are basically, it's kind of like autopilot. You get out of your Titan, and you can actually, like if you want to capture a base or take a flag, you can leave it there, or if you don't want to use it, you want to be a pilot, but you want the Titan points, you can actually leave it there, and it'll pilot itself and attack enemy people. It'll let you know when it's attacking a pilot or another Titan, but again, downside is they're awful by themselves, but this right here is a perk that lets you, your Auto Titan, engage enemies with much greater accuracy, so less wasted ammo. That's not to say that it still won't get destroyed, but Auto Titan is not a good way to get Titan kills with your Titan unless somebody's a complete idiot or almost dead already. Auto Titans kind of suck, and they're really easy to kill, but they do a good job against like pilots and stuff. You can't just run up on one and immediately kill it, so don't get me wrong, they're useful, they're just not very practical for Titan-to-Titan kills. So yeah. Alright, I think that's about it. You can change your gender, some people like that. I'm obviously a guy, I'm not that kind of guy. I don't like changing my people to women just because they look better that way. Or to be able to get some fetish off of animated female pilots in the future. That's not my kind of thing. But anyway, and the last thing I want to show you guys for in this, it's probably already like a billion minutes long, but I don't want to make it too long, so I'm trying to rush through this. These are called burn cards, and as it says, my deck is full there. But as you level up, I think it's like every 2 levels, 5 levels, or no, it's challenges. Like for weapon challenges, when you get enough XP challenges and kills with these weapons, you tier up your challenges, and once you get all the way up, you start getting what are called burn cards. These are all my burn cards. I got 26 in my deck, which is the max you can have, and then 3 that are selected here. And basically, you pick which ones you want to use. And these are the three that I've chosen that you can use in game. And once you use all 3 of them up, you're done. But you have, when you're in the lobby, you can put 3 more on. So these are like the ones on deck, and all these 26 here are like the ones that I can put on deck after those are used up in a match. But yeah, and they all have different things. Like the amped ones are basically supercharged weapons with increased damage, higher rate of fire, and better accuracy, better everything. And they're really nice, but when you die, you lose every burn card you have. So if you activate a burn card, you activate it when you're in the dropship going into the game, or after you died, like while you're on the respawn screen. You pick the one you want to activate, but when you die, you lose it. So that's why there's 26, and you get a bunch. Like you can see, obviously I don't use these at all, but you also get these rare burn cards, which if you see in the top left, all the different categories, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I guess. But see how this one's kind of lit up? This is actually a rare burn card. And this rare burn card is called Ghost Squad, and you get these, like I think when you prestige, you get some rare burn cards and stuff like that, but it permanently cloaks you. In addition to your pilot having a tactical ability, it permanently cloaks you as a pilot, so you're constantly running around cloaked for a whole life, well, until you die at least, because obviously it'll go away then. But yeah, prosthetic legs, faster. Right now I've got double agent on, which makes all the minions and Auto Titans ignore me. Wi-Fi, it hacks all the specters that are near, which is nice. I've never done that before. I don't want to waste it, you know. And this is automatically gives you extended nuclear explosion, which is like a giant Titan martyrdom. You saw that when I died in mine. It kind of blows up and kills everything nearby, and not ejects you out. Supercharger, core ability, each Titan. The Ogre has a shield one. The Atlas has a damage core, which is the standard Mario Kart one, has a damage core. The Ogre, which is like Wario, has a shield core, because he's a big tank. And then the Strider, which is the skinny little Princess Peach, has a sprint one, or a dash ability. The dash is what you use to, you press A, kind of it's like a little jetpack on the bike here Titan. It kind of helps you get out of trouble, but it takes a little bit to charge up. But those, like the dash one, will increase your ability to dash fast because it's a quick one. It's that nice skinny guy. And the shield ability lets you absorb more from the Ogre, and then the Atlas core ability just lets you get more damage, obviously. And that just lets you have whatever chassis you choose. This burn card lets you automatically start with it when you drop it in. Decisive, this otherwise takes like 4 minutes to charge up. You have to be alive for 4 minutes in your Titan until you get one of these, like 3 minutes. This cuts 40 seconds off your TitanFall time. Urban Renewal, bonus XP for shooting or getting damage on Spectres. Most Wanted, same thing as the Spectres, but on pilots, so extra XP and stuff for hitting them. Alright, and that's pretty much it. They have a nice little personal stats where you can see your overview, which gives you all my game modes I've played, not many. My best weapons, obviously you can tell. Most efficient, I've only used the SMG literally for like 1-2 seconds on a match, and I guess I got like 1 kill 1 or 2 in rapid succession, and then I never use it again, so it's obviously my most efficient weapon. And I've played 166 games. I don't even know how long I've been playing this game. It's probably way too long. But here it is. Time. It's probably on here. Played. See, I've already played a whole day, and this game's been out for like less than a month and a half. That's kind of sad. I've been 2 hours in the air and stuff like that. And it tells you your time in classes, pilot or Titan, and then it splits up your chassis too there. As you can see, I've never used the Strider class. But distance, this kind of stuff on zip lines in the air, wall running, enemy Titans, friendly Titans, that kind of stuff. Pilot weapons, these are all your kill-death ratios. Ammo you used, accuracy, headshots, all the good stuff, critical hits. Titan weapons, these are your primaries for the Titans. Chain gun, this is a 40mm cannon. Quad rocket, chain gun. This is a rail gun. It just charges up and shoots a big bulb to plasma. Arc cannon is like a lightning shock. It's kind of like using the Sith Lord in a Star Wars game. It charges up and it shoots a like a bolt of lightning that like can arc over to other Titans too as you charge it up. Those will also hurt your like shields and stuff really bad. Triple threat, it's like a triple shot grenade launcher. Rocket salvo is like a really fast shooting rocket, over the shoulder rocket, unguided. Slaved is like shoots. I need to show you all these. I just realized I didn't even show you all these. Primary, here you go, 40mm. That's a one shot, single shot, super accurate but slow rate of fire. Quad rocket, 4 rockets. They kind of spiral around each other, but like when I use it, I had this thing called rapid fire. It lets me shoot as fast as I can pull the trigger, and I get a 18 magazine size, 18 rocket magazine size, and that's what I use all the time. But obviously that's my primary, but I just changed this. I keep this just in case, because it's a nice standard weapon that constantly does the same amount of damage, whether they vortex shield you or not. So it's harder to defend against a chain gun than it is a quad rocket, because it can block all your bullets with the vortex and launch it back. But again, that comes with playing the game. You got to get good at Titan warfare. But tactical abilities, vortex shield, which takes in, catches the ammo and throws it back when you let it go. Electric smoke fires that electrically charged smoke, which will actually kill rodeo pilots. So that's really nice. If they're rodeoing you, you can use it and it gets them off your back without you having to get out of your Titan and risk getting killed and losing it. Particle wall is a one-way shield, so it makes this kind of like little arc-shaped shield that's as tall as a Titan, and even pilots and enemy things can't run into the shield, but they can run through it from one way that you placed it, but they can't run through it the other way, and it blocks all bullets and stuff. It absorbs a certain much, and then it'll to get destroyed, sort of like the deployable shields in Halo, but or the older ones. So yeah, it's nice, but like I said, then once they destroy that shield, you're kind of screwed. But it's nice to have if you know how to use it right in small spaces and stuff. It's really nice. Ordnance, I love the slave warheads. They shoot 4 rockets, 4, and 4 rockets. They do 4 bursts of 4 rockets or 3 bursts of 4 rockets, and they're lock on. So you lock on, you just tap the RB button, and then it just shoots all of them like that. Rocket salvo, you tap the RB button, but it launches a whole butt ton of unguided rockets. So if you can land all of them, it does good damage. And they also can shoot in buildings and stuff without having to be locked on. So they're nice, but they're inaccurate. Cluster missile, this is alright for indoor stuff too. If you're trying to kill somebody that's stationary, you shoot it, wherever it hits, it blows up a lot of little tiny missiles in that area for a while, whether it be midair or on Titan or whatever. So if you hit a Titan and it's staying still, it'll do a butt ton of damage to machinery and stuff. You can also shoot it in buildings and stuff, and it'll blow up around itself to kill people around corners. But again, and when you're doing hard point, it's nice because you can shoot it at the actual objective and it'll blow up around it, which keeps people from capturing it. But if you miss, it's also a very big disadvantage because you gotta wait for it to charge up again, and you didn't even get to hurt the enemy. So, and they can be shooting you with slave warheads. This is the multi-target. It's the last thing you unlock. The multi-target, basically you hold down the RB button, which gives you a disadvantage because you can't be shooting your primary while they're firing. So you got to hold down your RB button, stop what you're doing, hold it down, and move your cursor. It's sort of like Deadeye in Red Dead Redemption. You gotta hold it down and you move your crosshair all over the enemy Titan, and it targets all different parts of the Titan and it fires it all. But again, it doesn't have to be the same Titan. You can actually scroll across and shoot a bunch of Titans at the same time if you're getting triple or quadruple teamed, which happens, trust me. So it's nice, but it doesn't do as much damage if you're splitting it all up. So again, I use slave warheads, so you just gotta tap it, and it does a lot of damage. And if they block them, they're easy to block though. But if they block them, then I can block it back with my vortex shield and shoot it back. So I mean, again, that comes with experience. You're getting good at Titan warfare. But yeah, nuclear ejection blows up, goes martyrdom when you eject out of it. That's if you can eject out of it, unless you have auto eject, which is what I use. So I basically get blown up and stuff. I wait for my Titan to get completely doomed, and it automatically shoots me out. And because it automatically ejects me, I don't have to worry about ejecting, and that automatically makes it blow up too, because I'm safely ejecting. So nuclear and auto eject are a nice combination. But regen makes your body shield regenerate faster. This baby never regenerates unless you have this. Fast autoloader regenerates your over-the-shoulder weapon quickly. Dash quick charger basically makes you dash. That A button that kind of shoots you, projects you in a certain direction. You get to regenerate that faster. Gets you out of sticky situations, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. Tactical reactor, this is nice when you get it. It basically lets your particle wall, vortex shield, or electric smoke come back faster, which is really nice because those are really the things that save you. That vortex shield is really nice when you get this because it goes away really quickly and you need it back a lot to deflect a lot of bullets. So it's really nice. And survivor, this is the second set of perks. Auto eject, like I've already been over that. This also cloaks you once you eject. When you eject, you go flying up in the air. I think you saw that in the last game. But this is what automatically makes you cloak, even if I don't even have cloak. See, it says there at the bottom. Like I was using the tactical see-through wall thing, whatever. And it cloaks you itself. The ability does when you eject out. So you're safe when you eject, and when you come down, they don't really see you as well. Survivor. Basically, when your Titan gets doomed, you have a little bit of time before you can eject, and this just increases it so you can get a lot more shots in before you have to go away or die. Core Extender extends the ability of that shield charge, dash charge, or damage core that I was talking about earlier. It extends that, so like once you activate it, it doesn't decrease the time, but once you use it, it increases the time that it's able to be used. Big Punch basically increases the damage of your melee and knocks back other Titans a lot further. It's nice when you get in close quarters. And the Core Accelerator basically just increases the speed that your Titan's core ability recharges. So that's the speed, and this is the length of it. Two different things. So yeah. And again, I like to use this setup right here, the Quad Rocket Rapid Fire, a Vortex Shield, Slave Warheads, Nuclear Ejection with the Auto Eject. So I get out of sticky situations, I can hammer them down with the Rapid Fire and destroy Titans, but also the Rapid Fire makes it more accurate when you're doing single shots. And Vortex Shield, it absorbs bullets and stuff, so I can deflect against that. Not to mention that when I get my shield core, which is this, as you see there says Ogre in the bottom middle, core ability shield core, that's my core, as I was talking about earlier. So I get a shield core after I stay alive 3 minutes, which is easy to do in these things if you know what you're doing. And then I get extended shield, so I can go ham and destroy some other things before I have to go. And then when I'm about to go, I can kill people with my nuclear ejection. But again, I don't have to worry about ejecting in the middle of that chaos because I have auto eject. So it's just a nice setup for me. You can do this same setup on a Strider, but it's just not ideal. I just like the Quad Rocket and stuff, because I like to blow up Titans when I'm in a Titan, you know, take advantage of it, because I can kill Titans and pilots when I'm a pilot, but it's just easier to kill Titans if I'm in a Titan. But yeah, that's just nice for me. And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to be able to do in this. This video, I think, is, as I'm speaking, it's probably like 58 minutes, so I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you're probably not even watching this anymore, so if you are, congratulations. Thank you so much, and you should subscribe to this channel if you're willing to listen to me this long. But yeah, on that note, again, just make sure you please subscribe, comment, rate, whether you're actually getting to hear me say this or not. I understand you don't want to listen to a 50-minute video of me talking. That's completely understandable. But we're definitely going to be making plenty of Titanfall gameplay videos and stuff, and this game's going to be around for a long time, and it's probably my favorite game of the entire year, and I'm definitely going to be playing it a lot. Whenever I say that up videos, as you know, like I said with GTA 5 and all that stuff, some things just don't happen that I want to, but I'm definitely going to try my best to get some videos out there and do some gameplay and stuff, because I'm definitely playing it. It's just a matter if I can discipline myself to make videos. And honestly, y'all, I would have made a video earlier too, but I found out today that my USB cable was actually nicely and cleanly severed, which is really awkward. It's like a knife cut severed, like clean cut. My USB cord was, so I had to buy a new one at Office Depot, and I'm back in the business now, but I've been down for a while, so that's kind of part of the reason too. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening to my ugly voice, and thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe. So yeah, that's all I got to say. please check in for more videos and stuff. Check out the channel. Definitely post to the discussion page. We got a lot of stuff that we like to post, and we never really get any comments back. Sounds like kind of sad, but yeah. Anyway, it really is. So yeah, if you could help, just go ahead and post in those discussion questions. Just saying, like, you guys are doing really good and stuff. That really helps us keep the confidence up and stuff. So, and usually when you comment on us, because we don't get a lot of them, and we will definitely comment back on your channel too. So, thank you for all the support and the views. Thank you.